From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley on today's Cash Close. And the name of this video, traders, the Yuan takes the S&P for a ride back down. The high of the day in the S&P came in at 2087.5 early. The low came in at 2071.30 late. And last, we're 2080 even. We're down 19.8 handles. Total volume, 1.55 million minis trade, and 4,500 big S&Ps trade in the pit. MOC, the MIM was screwing around with like 300 million to 420 million to sell, and the actual MOC came out sell 1.1 billion. I said I thought that it was going to be a big number, and it came out a lot larger than what the MIM was reading. Tomorrow we have the MBA mortgage applications. We have William Dudley from the Fed speaking. We have the Atlanta Fed business expectations number. We have the JOLTS release. We have the EIA Petroleum status. We have a 10-year note auction, and we have the Treasury budget. Now look, the Dow closed down 1.2%. The S&P closed down 0.95%, and the Nasdaq closed down 1.27%. But you know what I got to ask you guys? Do you know, can you say water in the bathtub? Because I can, because that's exactly what's going on here. I know that everybody again thinks the world's coming to an end, and I don't think that way. Now the S&P closed up. It closed up 26 handles on Monday, and on today it closed down 19.5 handles. So we're really not going anywhere. And you know what I mean? We're 20 handles away from S&P 2100, and we're still seeing the same type of price action. Now, but I will say one thing. The commodity liquidation is getting scary. Copper was down sharply. Crude oil traded down to 42.70. That's getting pretty far down there. I mean, it looks to me that they want to run those stops under 40 bucks. And what else? Apple closed down 5%. Oh, and car sales in China were hitting a 17-month low. So when you add it all up, yeah, there's a lot of negatives out there. But at the end of the day, I think we're still at a zero rate borrowing policy. And as long as that exists, and even if the Fed does raise a quarter of a point, I don't think that's going to be earth-shattering for the stock market. I really don't. I think that as we go into this typically volatile period into the end of August, September, and October, that there's probably going to be some type of shakeouts and rallies and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I still don't think that the S&P is going to crash, and I still don't think the S&P is going to take off to the upside. That said, you know what? The markets are just doing what they've been doing for the last 6 months or 8 months, but overall, they're doing the same thing that they've been doing for 6 years. They're attempting to grind higher. And I think they will get past a lot of this stuff. But, as we go into the end of the week, we're still looking for the PitBull's Thursday, Friday low. The stats are weak on Friday. They're very favorable on Monday. And I think that that's when we'll be looking for that low. I'm going to leave it like that. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the opening print.